Trade deadline. NBA trade deadline. It's Wednesday night. Things are brewing down. Russell Westbrook was just traded, by the way, to the Jazz, making that trade official. D'Angelo coming in. Back to the Lakers. Um, Sounds like Westbrook's gonna get bought out. Typical really just a typical deadline trade if you ask me. I haven't looked at all the specifics of it, but yeah. Welcome in Wednesday night trade deadline.
Hump day vibes. Yeah, it's definitely like you said, a typical trade, dumping a big contract, getting rid of Westbrook, but pretty good trade for the Lakers, right? If AD stays healthy.
Yeah, I think it works out. I think D'Angelo got a little better, obviously, once he left the Lakers. I think he'll play a little more controlled playing with LeBron. I mean, when you play for the Timberwolves, everybody just kind of fucking goes crazy. It's just all about stat padding when you play for the Timberwolves. Um, but yeah, I think he'll coming back playing with the Lakers, playing with LeBron. I think it's going to be good if AD can stay healthy. It's going to be good things for the Lakers. They might. I mean, the West looks kind of weird right now. Yeah, you have the Jazz and all these other teams trying to make moves. The Kings, Nuggets are looking good, but hey, Genie Bus activities. So, what are your thoughts on that trade? I mean, do you think where do you think Russell Westbrook ends up as well by way of buyout? It sounds like he's not going to hang around Salt Lake City.
At this point, I don't know. That is a really tough question. He's definitely going to have a market, but I could not say right now. Really, going to have to watch that unfold the next couple days and get a feel of it. But yeah, I mean, just as far as that trade goes, yeah, like I said, I think it's a good trade for the Lakers. They got better from it, definitely. Jared Vanderbilt, kind of a underrated defensive wing guy that can bring you just some grit. The Lakers are really soft, so grit is a great addition too from that trade. Um, Definitely a lot of dominoes still to fall. I no longer believe Kevin Durant's getting traded to actually anyone during the season. I fell for that just
Hmm.
too many times, by the way.
Yeah, I think
So
put a can on that. They were trying to force fake media banter about just trading Jalen Brown again for Kevin Durant. I'm like,
they
stop
always
it,
want to force it. It's just
stop
not
it,
real.
get some
Like
help. It's
I
just
think at the end of the year, we see he moves on. For like you would agree with that, right? He's out of Brooklyn, but it's this summer.
yeah. I don't think anybody that's. I mean, I question again Ben Simmons. We don't. I don't even think he wants to play basketball. Kevin Durant, anybody that's there, they're on their way out. That's why you're seeing Cam Thomas kind of cement himself as the upcoming face of the franchise over there. Yeah, Durant's gone. I don't think they're going to trade him right now because it'd be rushed. Got 22 hours to try to put a package together. They're going to take their time, try to milk it. I don't know. Is he a free agent at the end of the year? Because if he is, yeah, he's gone. If
I'd have
not,
to
they'll
look at
trade him.
his contract, but I just felt like whether he was a free agent or still under contract, I just felt like once a dead period came again after he wasn't moved last offseason and another year in Brooklyn where things just did not pan out, I just felt like either way he was gone this summer. So teams are definitely going to be biting, but it just seems like it's too big of a um, it's too big of a deal. The Nets want too many pieces involved, and there's just not a lot of teams right now ready to just break it up that can give them what they want back.
Yeah, I don't see any team that's really willing to put together so much in a rush. This offseason, though, I don't. I think he's still under contract, so I think it would be a trade. Um, but again, he'll be what 34, 34, 35.
I think he turns 33 this year. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Okay,
he
so
seems
he,
like a guy that can play at a high level till 36 or 37 just because of like his
yeah,
body build, the type of player he is. He never really like beat you by dunking over you. He's just tall and he's just gonna hit you with that jumper. Like as he becomes a veteran, he could become more dangerous. So
yeah, that conditioning. As long as he stays healthy and stays on the court, things will look good. Um, I'm seeing more of these injuries. Zion hamstring, gonna be out for the All Star break, All Star game. Seems to be just consistently injured as well, but played pretty well. Voted in an All Star starter, I believe, this year. which is kind of crazy to me because he did miss a lot of games. Um, Reading into this now here, I just see ESPN Kyrie Irving felt very disrespected at his time with the Nets. I'm like, man, again, I mean the organization feels the same way. I mean, they traded for a star player and
Oh,
he barely suited up. He did
biggest
more.
waste of time in Nets history. You know what the funniest thing? I think here's what I actually enjoy is just seeing the Nets organization just wither away in the basically the lake of fire from doing the same thing every 10 years, which is just overpaying three stars who just don't fit well together and then just panicking and just it just melts down and you're bad for like 8 years. I'm like, that is a problem for sure. Like the first time there was the excuse that, which it was valid the first time, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Joe Johnson, these guys are physically over the hill. So you maybe give them a
Yeah,
pass,
they
but
had.
then
I
they
mean, they
do it
even had
again.
they had Brooke Lopez, Darren Williams. On paper, they were the best five that year, but just
Those
guys
guys were too old.
guys were
Yeah.
just over the hill. Yeah, Joe Johnson was still pretty good, but even Darren Williams was at the tail end of his. It was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
That was like just those knees, those Darren, yeah, those knees by that time were just different, different for sure.
Jason Kidd in his first tenure just stepping away from the Knicks to coach the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
I got to watch
Yep.
that Jeremy Lin. Uh, is it out yet or no?
I don't think it is. There's so many good like documentaries coming out in the next like year because there's that Jeremy Lin one. There's that Ray Lewis one. I saw somebody send me a trailer
Yep.
for. I was like, whoa, those two already right there. I'm like, yeah, I put them in the queue. What's the third one? There's another one.
Bill Russell one just came out on Netflix. I know that, like 2 days
Is
ago.
that it?
Um,
Trying to think if that was it. I can't
Ravens
remember.
one is Bullies of Baltimore, 30 for 30. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that's what it was. It's not about Ray Lewis. It's the
Yeah, it's
Ravens.
just
Okay.
about that team that year with just Trent Dilfer just throwing wobbly ducks into the stands and them just winning because the defense is so good.
I mean, Ray Lewis is just like he's such good theater that I have to watch it. Like obviously I don't like the Ravens. Don't I mean I don't hate them, but I'm just indifferent. But like yeah, just I mean, mainly just those YouTube videos and his quotes about God whispering in his ear in jail cells. I'm like, yeah, you gotta watch that.
Yeah, absolute classic. Yeah, there's some very good stuff out there. I still haven't fully seen the Redeem Team one, but I probably will at some point. Just scrolling
Oh, you
around.
gotta watch it. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
good. I mean, truly nothing is better than The Last Dance. Like you know that. I mean, there's just I don't think another documentary ever be
Oh, The
that
Last
good.
Dance. Yeah, that's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Oh, it was so deep. I'm like, you literally that's yeah. If you're trying to rival that, like this is a good luck. That is a tall,
A lot of good
tall
memes
goal.
came out of that too. Just man.
Oh yeah, the Bulls assistant with gray hair, just shrugging.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I've been using the one of Jordan and just laughing, looking at the iPad a lot lately. Yeah.
Oh, everybody loves that one. That is a really good
Yep.
one, man. Because what did they do? Oh yeah, they showed him. They they showed him Isaiah Thomas or something.
Yep.
Man. Oh, that's another really good response video that came out of it is the Isaiah Thomas where he's like, I don't know what the criteria was. I met the criteria, but I wasn't selected. That's another
Yep.
video that like I love using that. That's another good one.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, at that time, he had a point. He won back to back, but yeah, who knows? There was a lot of, I guess, people favored Stockton at the time. Um,
Well, it was never about just basketball. I mean, you know that too. I mean,
yeah.
MVP voting is
Yeah.
or All-Star voting, all that stuff is just
But
influenced.
oh, perfect segue because speaking of Isaiah Thomas, rumblings are he could be in a suite, just whispering into the Suns management's ear as some type of leadership role is all we're hearing. I mean, nothing's official yet. Um, of course, Ishbia says the Suns, Mercury, they're just going to be like a big family. They're going to just max out the salary cap and try to bring a championship to the Valley by all means necessary, for both organizations. So I might try to get to a Mercury game just to see what's going on this year. I mean, I don't know. Did Tarasi? I think she's playing this year or last year, so I might as well get out there and try to see what's going on. And then with the Suns too, of course, new ownership. Got to swing by and see what's going on. So, what do you think about that? Isaiah Thomas possibly having influence in the Valley on the organization.
Well, they held the opening press conference today for Ishbia, and I think that was a success. But this is problematic news off the jump. I mean, you basically just hope it's not true. I mean, on all fronts, that's just immediately what you feel as a fan. Not even because we're against second chances. I think Isaiah Thomas knows basketball. I think he could be a really good personnel scout guy, maybe in some type of director or leader role at some point, right? But it's just bad timing because somebody pointed out, actually, Jody Ayler, Fox Sports 910 Arizona here, pointed out this morning on Twitter that, the Suns are coming off Robert Sarver's collapse, which largely was about sexual assault allegations. So to follow it up with even considering Isaiah Thomas, who was sued in New York for sexual harassment, it's just weird timing. You have to give it some type of time before you go right back to somebody that's potentially clouded. Like you're definitely taking a gamble on him. But thankfully, like you said, nothing's official. There's no pen to paper. Right now it's just a report. Sometimes reports end up true, sometimes they end up not. So just hold our breath
I mean,
basically.
and it could be one of those fake advisor roles like Bruce Arians had with the Buccaneers this year, where you really don't do anything. You just show up at the games. You're just a face in the press box. And that's ideally, that would be ideal for the you don't want this guy. His track record, even post player, is just not good in the NBA. Like no success. Um, he like it just
Yeah, if anything, you kind
it
of
doesn't
give
make
him like
sense.
a
Just have him
Marvin
there and
Lewis
maybe to
role.
whisper. He said.
Yeah, like yeah, just basically just consulting, just looking at personnel stuff, like kind of how when Herm Edwards was here in Arizona, he brought in Marvin Lewis and he just stood around in a jacket and drew up NFL plays, like basically just stuff like that. So
Who James Jones is the GM too, as well as the president or
he is the general manager.
okay, so yeah, you're good. I mean, he seems to make better decisions, but yeah, just know if they give Isaiah Thomas any type of say over him, player wise, you don't want it. Just
Oh,
let
it would
him
be poisonous.
look at data on paper and just smile in a suit because that's it. Um,
Yeah,
Last
agreed
night,
there.
obviously, big night. LeBron passing Kareem, all time leading scorer. Um, Stupidly enough, I put a parlay in. Would have hit but I just put in some other dumb leg and it killed it. But I had the LeBron 4 threes, LeBron 35 plus. And
Damn.
yeah, I failed because some other bet on the sheet. But um big game. I mean, it was an efficient game too. It wasn't like he just went out there and just shot a bunch of bricks. So um
Yeah,
that was a
a
pretty exciting.
masterful game. No action on it for me. Didn't have a sheet. That sucks. That hurts to hear that you nailed the
Yeah, because
NBA
I'm like,
portion
yeah,
of it.
it's rigged anyways. I'm like, even if he doesn't have a good game, he'll hit the record. Like all of his family's here. So it made sense. I was like, he's probably gonna shoot a lot of threes. I was like 4 plus threes, 35 plus points. Um, but I put another player in that just did. Yeah, that was the end of that. But it was with the DraftKings free bet, so it didn't matter. Got it back risk free. Um, Other trades around the league, I don't really. Let's see, um, what's going on right now. Celtics haven't done much. There is talk. Of course, there's always talk that some guys might get moved. Kyrie Irving down in Dallas with Luca. What do we think is going to come of that? Everybody thought. I mean, again, we talked last week. We were for sure he was going to go to the Lakers. Now it's D'Angelo Russell back over there. But yeah, now getting to play the Mavericks more with the Suns. They're in the West. What's gonna happen with that?
Well, definitely a huge boost to the Mavericks as far as the standings go. I mean, I can see them jumping up quite a bit in the standings over these last 26 to 30 games. But like we talked about this the other day, and I said I still feel the same with it. I think their starting five got better. I think they're going to be more exciting. I think they could be potentially more dangerous to higher echelon teams depending on the series in the postseason. But overall, I don't. I think their team kind of stayed the same because you get into these deep playoff series, you need a 7 to 8 to 9 man rotation. Um, their bench was a huge reason they made it to the Western Conference Finals last year. Jalen Brunson had amazing nights. Dorian Finney-Smith shot at a clip that historically he never shot at. And then, of course, you had Spencer Dinwiddie show up on plenty of nights, especially against Phoenix, to propel them into that second, into the out of the second round, I should say. So those guys are gone. I think any NBA team, when you look at the Mavs, you're going into playing against them. This is not specific to the Suns. Any team's going to see that and be like, that's the weakness because unless Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic are going to play 60 minutes every night, all series long, and not taper physically, um, there's question marks all over that team.
Yeah, no, I think the depth is definitely questionable. Um, Christian Wood, I know they signed him. I don't know if he's consistent enough. I think he was a definite upgrade in the front court, but I think they overpaid for him. Um, yeah, it really just comes down to what can the bench do? Can they get some buyout guys? There's talk of Eric Gordon getting a buyout with the Rockets. That would be somebody that would give them some offense off the bench. Of course, Westbrook, but you don't want to do that. You got too many guards. Um,
Yep. Too ball heavy.
yeah, so I mean, even Gordon's a guard, but he's not really a point. So, yeah, you got to look for a buyout market. Got to look for buyout market. There's talk of Gallinari getting traded back to the Spurs from Boston. He was injured, never really got to play for the Celtics. I don't think he even really has yet.
That's a
Um,
shame.
yeah,
We talked about him being a great fit for that team. Just a disciplined, smart, tough wing.
yeah, it was very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Luckily, things are working out in Boston, but it would just be nice to see him on the floor because it would make a huge difference, especially in the playoffs. So hopefully nothing happens with that trade. Hopefully he comes back healthy because I think that'll be huge. I know the Celtics are looking to add front court players right now. There's been talk of Podol, Mo Bamba possibly to pair because Al Horford getting older. Rob Williams has had injury issues trying to come back and manage that knee. You need another big body in there because a lot of small players. Celtics play small. Um, so hopefully they keep Jalen Brown. Don't want to see him traded, and then maybe a buyout guy. Kevin Love also. Kevin Love might get traded. That's a guy to watch on a contending team. Kevin Love could get traded from the Cavaliers. Keeping an eye on that. um,
Yeah, Kevin Love. I just at this point I'm kind of worried about if he's even like playable in the playoffs anymore. Like I don't know if he is past the first round because just he's such a liability defensively. I feel like now because he's just so slow that
could be. I haven't, and that's the thing. He hasn't been on a really. I mean, I just haven't watched him play on national TV in a long time, so I don't know what Kevin Love is like. I saw he had one good game this year, but I do know they haven't played him in the rotation much, just favoring younger players. Obviously, Evan Mobley's there; he's really good. Um, I see Furkman Korkmaz requested a trade from the 76ers.
really that is a random. You don't see role players request trades much. To see Furkman Korkmaz just send that email over is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna let's take a look into him because I don't know.
I want to say so. If I had to guess before you tell me, I would say he. So before I say my stat prediction, is he in Philly still or is he gone?
He's in Philadelphia.
Okay, so I'm gonna say he averages 8.2 points a game, 2 assists, 3 rebounds.
Oh,
What is it
it's even
worse?
worse. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. He's at 3.8, so basically 4 points a game, one rebound, 40% from the field.
Man,
not getting a whole lot of playing time, which is maybe why.
that,
Um, Typically he's averaged 18 minutes a game. He's down to 10 this year. So I think it's just he's fallen out of, you know, there's a lot going on. You got to think he's a wing player. They have Tybal, they have all these other guys. Um,
yeah,
he's
which
just
makes sense.
out of
Tyball's more
rotation.
playable. Yeah,
Yeah,
like he's just a better overall prospect. I agree.
yeah. So
Whoa, you see that dunk behind me? Look at that. Kobe just took off. Stop it.
young
Mm-mm.
Kobe, number 8. Oh yeah, man. I actually tweeted it earlier. Pretty funny, but there was a quote from Ben Simmons about like, yeah, man, it's just I don't know how long it'll take me to get back to the player I was. It's just gonna take some time. And I'm like, man, it's been a long time. And then I was like, man, I just don't think Kobe said that when he popped his Achilles. He was just back, just didn't give any excuses about was he gonna be in form. I'm like, that's just funny. I'm like,
Yeah, I
for
think from what I read, he had a back injury that is really hard to come back from physically. But like even before then, his approach was just suspect. Like I don't know if he ever really was gonna be. I don't know. It's almost like he just stopped developing. Like after college, I should say. Yeah, I mean, pretty much after college, he just quit developing. I mean, it's weird. It's a rare case. You really don't see that much with guys that are that like physically talented. You know.
there's guys that yeah, they think once they get to the league, they made it almost in a sense. I don't know. I wouldn't even want to say that, but like just he basically mailed it in. I mean, is how I put it. Like he made his All-Star game, he got his contract, and then kind of just mailed it in. I mean, yeah, there's the injuries, but there's guys that are just gonna milk that, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Sacramento Kings. I do want to talk about the Sacramento Kings. They're young, but they're turning up. Like, are they going to be a legitimate threat in the playoffs? I mean, Sabonis and Fox are a very fun duo to watch.
They are. No, they are really they're really getting it going right now. I mean, that's a surprise team. Aren't they a number 3 seed in the West right now?
Yeah, 2 or 3 or something like that. They're up
I mean,
there.
that's look, I understand um the Phoenix Suns, the Golden State Warriors have both had injuries that's impacted their record, no doubt. Um, but that's still impressive. Like, even when teams that would be above you are hurt, you still have to go out there and win games, you know? So you really can't take that from Sacramento. Like, they're going out there, they're beating NBA teams, um, teams better than them on paper. So, yeah, like you said, that's exciting. I do think they are a threat in the West to ruin somebody's season, probably knock somebody out in the first round. That would not surprise me at all. I don't know if I see them getting past the second round, especially if they draw a healthy Dallas or healthy Phoenix or healthy Golden State. Denver would dispose of them quickly, like just seagulls in a fucking trash can. But um, first round, yeah, look out, absolutely, because you're talking about a 3 seed, um, versus what, the 6. So who's the 6 in the West by that time? Is it Portland? Is it who? You just don't know.
I have a feeling it would be Portland. Like they always give those West oh, you know, they might not even make the playoffs. Portland is not in a good place right now. Um,
Are they like 8 games under or what?
they're in the 12th spot right now in the West. 12th in the West for Portland. So they're neck and neck with the Thunder. So I mean they're within a game from the Jazz for playing because 9 and 10 seeds are playing team. Um, things could change. Jazz, they're gonna buy out Westbrook, but I still think they make the play in at least. I think it kind of holds. I think this will hold. The 1 through 10 right now will likely hold. So Kings are the 3 seed, Grizzlies are the 2, Nuggets are 1, Clippers 4, Suns 5, Mavs 6, Warriors 7, Pelicans 8, Timberwolves 9, Jazz 10.
The West playoffs are always just so fun. Like I'm looking forward to the postseason. It should be a nice little gamut once more. Um, because in the East is always just top heavy. Like I don't know why it's always like that. It's just like maybe two good teams, but like there's not this closeness to the West, right? It's like a big separation for sure in the East. Always it seems like so.
Yeah.
Um, should be yeah,
I
great
mean,
great
if the
postseason.
Suns, so like if the Suns get healthy and the Warriors get healthy, Avs have Kyrie now, so you're looking at probably like 1 through 6 or 7 can compete for a ring in the West, whereas like 1 through 3 or 4 in the East, you know. So it is because you have the Cavs have been better this year. The Cavs look good with Donovan Mitchell, so I'll put them. And I think Brooklyn fades, obviously. So you have
Oh
Boston,
yeah.
Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and then Cleveland at 4, 1 through 4. That should stay like that the rest of the year. My my best bet. So Lakers have a long way to go, but they can make the plan.
I think they will too. Now with the D'Angelo Russell acquisition and a couple
I
role
think they
players.
make the plan, and I think they win the plan probably. You know, um, they might even sneak into that 7 or 8 spot. I still
Yep.
don't think it's going to be enough for them to get there.
Yeah, because I mean Denver, LA, that should be a really like now that if the Lakers make it to that point and they have this roster and like say AD's healthy, that could be like a really fun series because
Oh
you have
yeah,
AD,
yeah.
D'Angelo, LeBron versus Jokic, Murray. Um, who else they got over there balling that I'm forgetting? Jokic, Murray, Bones Highland is nice. Um,
And
you
Brian
know,
says how the Lakers get these deals. Oh, LeBron James, the influential man in the black suit, the NBA's all-time leading scorer. That's
yeah,
my belief, Ryan, for
exactly.
sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
tremendous pull.
yeah, you know, he wants to improve. He's like, hey, got a little bit left in the tank. Want to get it done. Got to pull some strings. He really wanted Kyrie there. Again, Kyrie really wanted to go there. I think classic botch move by the front office in Brooklyn to send him to Dallas. Where yeah, again, depth issues likely won't make it far. I have an inkling right now. It could be Milwaukee and Denver. I feel like are probably the two best teams if you want to go head to head. But let's not write off Celtics Lakers. The NBA loves Celtics Lakers. The Celtics are right there. Um, and if the Lakers can stay healthy and keep playing, again, the Suns have to. I feel like they need one to add one more person. If they can pull off a trade, that gets them there, and Booker gets back healthy, they'll climb back up. I don't believe in the Grizzlies or Kings enough just yet. And then Kawhi and the Clippers. What's going on with the Clippers? Rumors of Westbrook possibly staying in Hollywood to sign with the Clippers.
To me, like if I'm a Clippers exec or whoever, if I'm in that building, um, this just they have like there's no excuse. I would just be thinking like we have to go to the finals this year. Like the Clippers have
Yeah.
had so many opportunities and they just don't get there. So it's like this has to be the year. There's no more setting you up, for next year. I mean, like you said, Kawhi's out there. What's going on with him? John Wall. You expect him to come out hungry in the postseason because he did have a period where injuries really derailed him from even being available. So he's itching. He wants to play meaningful hoops. So I do hope they stay healthy. I really do. I want to see them in the West. If most of the West, like that top 6, 7, is healthy, fantastic TV. Um, so we're gonna see Clippers maybe get Westbrook, but I don't like that if I'm the Clippers.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I never thought John Wall was a great shooter. And then you add another guard that kind of likes to drive too. I don't know. I mean, it could be something, but yeah, don't expect it to be a game changer, a difference maker out there. So
Question is here: does he consider teaming up in Thailand with Dwight Howard and just winning multiple rings? I mean, I'm talking 8 to 9 rings because it is
uh,
possible. I'm gonna tell you right now, if Russell Westbrook was to partner with Dwight Howard over there.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
talking. I don't know what the teams are over there, the Bangkok Lightning, the Xinguang Duck Paddlers, whoever they are. We're talking rings on rings for ages. Their grandchildren's children will be just doused in gold.
they'll build statues, like, for sure. Statues being constructed. I mean, you saw he's gonna
Man,
be in the three-point contest in that league, like, so,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you wonder those two guys out in the Asian Sea. Maybe they give a call to Jimmer for that. I mean, that team could go undefeated, but guess we'll have to find out.
I just saw it looks like Josh Hart traded. I think that's who that is. Did Josh Hart play at Villanova with Jalen Brunson?
I don't think he played with Jalen. He was there a couple like years
Because
before
there's a
him,
picture.
but
It looks like I
or
think
did
Josh
they?
Hart, Jalen Brunson, and it says this duo is back together in New York. So the Knicks must have just added
I like
Josh
it.
Hart.
Josh Hart is
Um,
somebody I've coveted for a while in Phoenix because I thought he'd be a good role player to add, but it never materialized. So
yeah, I'm looking here to see if there's any more trades that are coming in late night here as we wrap up, but
no action, huh?
not seeing a whole lot. Maybe tomorrow. I have a feeling because what we have like it's till like noon or something tomorrow or 2 o'clock. I think it's noon tomorrow.
See, I'm just gonna miss everything. This is terrible because we have this travel day. We're just gonna basically get off the plane just confused, and everyone's gonna be traded. I mean, like Twitter's just gonna be that massive
Oh yeah,
update. Like,
just wake up, just Kyle Kuzma and Kristaps Porzingis playing Phoenix. They're just holding up jerseys. You're like, what the fuck is going
I
on?
would be so confused and stressed. Who did we ship for that? No,
Yeah, probably
yeah, not
like
good.
Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton, and just be like, man, not worth it
Yeah,
because you need a guard.
yeah, I would like to see. It's just tough to find a suitor for Chris Paul these days because of him. He's just going downhill. But man, that's really the missing piece. Like, because now that Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges are like, well, Cam Johnson's back, Booker's back, but like Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, these guys are 24, 25. They have not played their best basketball. I mean, they're getting better. So we haven't seen their peak. So I'm like, man, as they get better with Booker and Ayton, I'm telling you, a star point guard would change everything. But
It
it's
really
just,
would,
again,
man. If they had,
nobody
yeah,
wants them.
they got to get it. Oh, it's Cam Reddish goes to the Blazers for Josh Hart. So that was that trade.
And then
Kyrie's,
there's, by the way, Cam Thomas out in Brooklyn, 3 straight 40-point games. I'm surprised people aren't calling about him.
yeah, no, I think they're gonna have. I mean, he's obviously the guy they're gonna. I don't know. It could be a fluke, but you
I
never
mean,
know. I
three
mean,
games in a row is that's like the whole different. That's too much to be a fluke right there in the
yeah,
NBA.
but my thing is, see, Ben Simmons not playing, Durant's not playing, Kyrie didn't play the last 2, 3. So it's like somebody's got to get those points, and he's probably just been shoot. But I mean, hey, nonetheless, very impressive. So they're probably gonna try to build around him. I see
Yeah, because I
Kyrie's
mean,
first
Nick
bucket
Nick
here.
Claxton and what's the other guy's name? Nick Claxton and what was that? What's that white guard's name in Brooklyn? I forget, but he doesn't do 40-point games. Definitely, they don't do three in a row. So like, I don't know what was his. No, Joe Harris. Joe Harris. I'm like, yeah, never seen him just snap up 40
Look at
whenever
Joe
Durant's out.
Harris. Yep. Oh yeah, we'll wrap it up here. You got that flight early morning tomorrow, but I was going to say Kyrie's first bucket as a Dallas Maverick, a pull up jumper in Ivica Zubac's face.
Many more to come. Yeah, he is an ISO threat despite very, very troubling locker room issues. But man, ISO magician. I mean, that two of the best ISO players in the game right there. So we're gonna watch this unfold right in front of us and
Yeah,
see.
they're
But yeah,
gonna.
like
It's
you
gonna
said, I
be.
gotta roll out.
It's gonna be fun for Mavs fans in the playoffs for sure. I mean, when they get hot, just selling those tickets and chanting in Dallas, because there could be games where they both score 30 at the same time. But again, who plays defense? Very
Oh yeah, I can see
concerning.
shootouts 100% going down. Yeah, the TNT energy is gonna be off the charts this time around. I'm ready. So
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll
Well,
we'll be back at it off into the sky tomorrow morning, flying out of here for a little quick trip, but good to be back.
yep. Super Bowl weekend. See you guys next week on a new pod. Following up Super Bowl, offseason draft, and maybe some more trades. What happens in the next couple hours as we wake up tomorrow and see some shufflings in the NBA. So have a good night, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Fun times
Yep.
await. We'll catch you next time.
Good night.